So men, tell me, do men who are circumcised have better sex than men who are not circumcised? Let's discuss. Now men, as you know, the foreskin is what protects the head of the penis called the glans. And the glans contains thousands of nerve endings that are responsible for stimulation and increased sensitivity of the penis during sexual intercourse. Now, here is a science fact. Men with foreskin have an increased risk of penile cancer compared to men without foreskin, and that is due to a condition called phimosis, where you find it difficult to retract the foreskin, and this can lead to the presence of bacteria, which increases the risk of chronic inflammation of the foreskin, which leads to penile cancer. Phimosis also affects your ability to have satisfactory sexual intercourse, because you can imagine, if you cannot fully retract the foreskin, sex can be quite uncomfortable and painful for a lot of men. So why is it argued that men with foreskin have better sex than men without a foreskin? Well, it is thought that when you cut off the foreskin, which is what happens during circumcision, you're also cutting the nerve endings, which are responsible for the increased sensitivity of the glans of the penis. However, some studies have shown that there is no difference in sensation between circumcised and uncircumcised men, and it is also thought that being circumcised does not mean that you have reduced sensation or reduced pleasure or less intense orgasms. But there are other studies who show that men who are circumcised have less reduced sexual pleasure, they have less intense orgasms. And in addition to that, some men have reported burning, itching, tingling and numbness of the glans of the penis. Now, these are unusual sensations that are only reported in men who have been circumcised. Also, circumcision has been shown in some studies to reduce premature ejaculation, which have been shown to be more common in uncircumcised men. But again, other studies have shown no difference in premature ejaculation rates between circumcised and uncircumcised men. Could it be argued that uncircumcised men have more sensation in the glans of the penis, so they're more likely to ejaculate before they're ready to? And could it be that as a circumcised man, if you remove the foreskin, you have less nerves, so you're less likely to be sensitive to stimulation and you're less likely to have premature ejaculation? I mean, that does make sense, doesn't it? So whichever study you read or whichever report that you're going to believe, you are going to get different outcomes even between one uncircumcised man and another uncircumcised man. They're not going to have the same sensation, they're not going to have the same pleasure, they're not going to have the same intensity of orgasms, and that's the same when you're looking at one circumcised man and another circumcised man. Every person's different. And there are so many other factors, that would contribute to this. We're talking about factors such as stress, medical conditions, psychological, physical. Is it something that's been going on since birth? Is it something that's just happened for no reason? Or could there be a reason such as depression? It's not just as simple as looking at if you're circumcised or you're not circumcised. But before you decide to have circumcision, whether as an adult or on behalf of your child who is a male, whether it's for religious or hygienic reasons, also consider that the foreskin does play a very important role when it comes to sex. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to drop any comments. If you've had any experience as maybe you were uncircumcised and now you're circumcised, what were your experiences before and after in terms of sexual intercourse? That would be very useful to know.